I've got a question here asked on lockergnome.net. What are the benefits of virtualization? And we're not talking about, virtual life necessarily. It's likely implying virtualization of software or operating systems. So virtualization isn't emulation. It's actually using the computer hardware to run an operating system within an operating system, potentially even within an operating system within an operating system. It's a way to run umpteen dozen operating systems at the same time without rebooting. And each one of these operating systems can be doing something completely different. So if one crashes or one goes down, every one of the other operating systems stay running. That's the beauty of virtualization. And it works really well, even for home users. Now, I don't have umpteen dozen running at one time. I usually only have one virtualized operating system running. That's Windows 7. I have it running on my iMac here constantly. It's how I interface with Windows primarily. I have notebook computers and PCs all around, but when I want to get something quick, I just use a VM, virtual machine. Parallels, VMware, VirtualBox, the list goes on and on. I've got coupons for the ones that aren't free, and of course, you're welcome to make your own recommendations for everybody else. But the benefits of doing that, beyond what I've already stated, if I want to try something, I can take a snapshot of the operating system in a virtualized state, that virtual machine, take a snapshot and try something. If it doesn't work, I can always roll back to the recorded snapshot. So it gives me a chance to sandbox, if you will, any type of potential rogue element. Normally, you just download stuff and install stuff willy-nilly on your computer. And what do you have to do every 6 months for Windows? That's right, reinstall the operating system. That sucks. And you still want to, download and install software, right? You can do that, but do it inside a virtual machine. Keep your primary operating system as clean as humanly possible. Keep every bit of testing and downloading inside the virtual machine until you know it's safe. That's my recommendation. And that is the number one reason you'd want to use virtualization, specifically if you have a hardware that was built for it, because certainly the feature can be toggled in the BIOS in newer, platforms, hardware platforms, to make it even better. Your computer to work at a more optimum level with virtual machines and the idea of virtualization. So on a grander scale, it's great for people who want to run a lot of stuff at one point in time, at any time, and keeping everything sandboxed from one another. But for you, the average user, if you are the average user, the benefit is that you can test things in the environment. If things don't work, you can roll back to a snapshot that was perfectly clean. So that is my number one recommendation for anybody. Some people say, why do I keep getting infected with spyware? I tell them, stop downloading stuff. Well, I want to download stuff. I say, okay, fine. Download stuff, but do it inside a virtual machine. Keep your primary platform clean. Keep it safe. And by and large, that will make you happy. So if you haven't gotten into virtualization yet, no time like the present to start. It's really not that difficult. And it's kind of fun.